Well, it was obviously pitching dominated the first 5 to 6 innings of that ball game, really on both sides. I think Campbell made really maybe one or two mistakes, and one of them was the off-speed pitch with 2 strikes he left up in the zone, and they hit it out of the park to give him the lead. But I thought we did just a really good job of staying calm. We tried to stay calm in the dugout. We knew what we were up against. We were up against a quality pitcher that doesn't really give you a whole lot. And we talked about when we get a chance to get him, we got to get him because it might be one shot. And we got a leadoff man on, and then Franklin got the big 2-strike hit, and we were off and rolling there. Just a really good job by the offense, hanging in there and not getting too frustrated, and put together one big inning. And then obviously, Cronin coming in and getting that out there in the 8th, we kind of started feeling like this might be the time we're either going to win it or let it slip. So let's go ahead and let Matt in the game and see if he can get a 4-out save. It didn't go easy as far as that 8th inning, but he got a big strike out there with 2 runners on. And then the 9th, obviously, or bottom of the 8th was huge for us because when they came back in, we told them we need to score in the 8th. We got to score right here, and I think Fletcher got just enough of that ball to backspin it out. The wind lightly blowing out to right, and he got the bottom of that ball, and it just kept going. We didn't know if it was going to get out, but thank goodness it did. We needed it.
Questions? Yeah, what do you think about Campbell?
I think he was outstanding. I mean, at the end of 6 innings, he kind of made the comment he started feeling a little bit tired. We punched in some runs, and it's almost like he got a second wind out there, and we thought, well, we'll let him have, if we can get us through the 6th, he did. Then he said, I think I can go another one. He got us through the 7th real quick, and then he said, hey, I don't want to come out yet. Gave up a double, and then he got an out, and I think he wild pitched the guy to third, and they scored the run. It was just good to see him get another out or two just to get us that close to where we felt like we could bring Matt in. And but no walks, just 10 strikeouts. I mean, what more could you want? And, limited to one of the best hitting teams, if not the best hitting team in the league, to 5 hits. That's a great outing.
In a couple of weeks since you got a win on Friday, or winning game 1, just how big is that for you?
Well, it's always big to win the first one. It gives you an opportunity to kind of sit back and evaluate your pitching for the weekend. And our pitching we're still figuring out a little bit. We've had a few guys banged up, and we have Costi Shock back now. But it's a good feeling. Obviously, you don't. Your mindset now is, hey, if we find a way to win tomorrow, we can win the series. And if you lose that game, you're telling your team, you're fighting, hey, we can still win this series. We got to win tomorrow. So, you still got to go play tomorrow, facing a really good pitcher and obviously a very offensive team. So it's we still have a lot of work to do.
How big was the pickoff as far as stopping their momentum?
In the first inning,
yeah.
I thought it was a big play, because Mangum is just a really good baseball player. He's incredibly quick and fast, and he was going to run on that pitch, and we felt like he was, and it was just a great pickoff move, perfect throw, and all of a sudden you got 2 outs, and especially when he hits first pitch of the game, he hits a C&I single in the 6 hole, and that's what he does. I mean, he's a really good leadoff man, and when he gets on base, their offense usually rolls.
With Campbell, is part of his improvement just being the number 1 guy this year, having to step up?
I think it's just his stuff is really good, obviously. His command is better than ever. I mean, he's walking 1 or 2 a game, tonight none. And he can usually throw 3 to 4 pitches, different pitches for strikes. And but really, what I just think he's able to work out of jams better than he did in the past. And I think that's part of the mindset. I'm the guy. I got to get it done. And he's grabbed a hold of it, and he's done a great job with that game 1 starter spot.
Dave, what made Ethan Small so tough, and what did you finally do to get to him in the 6th?
Well, what makes him tough is that he really doesn't throw the ball down the middle. and he's got a lot of deception out there. He's got deception with his delivery when there's nobody on. He throws you off a little bit with hanging and leg movement and just different things, and he still can command the baseball. In and out. The first 9 hitters, he didn't hardly throw anything off speed. Second time through, he started throwing off speed, breaking balls and some change-ups. But I just think our hitters I think they calmed down a little bit, and they laid off the high fastball, and that's something that we've watched some video on them, and other teams have done. They're swinging at the ball that probably out of the hand it looks like it's going to be waist high, and it's really maybe chest high, and it's hard to hit. And like Fletcher, the first hit, he clubbed that ball. He basically just got on top of it. It was a bad pitch, but he found a way to get on top of it. But he's just awfully good. Very very experienced. Lefty that really doesn't leave the ball in the middle of the plate. Bottom line, what do we do to hit him? I just think we did not go out of the zone quite as much. Really the third time around, the end of the order, the second time, third time around, they just did a great job. I mean, if you think about it and you watch the game and you saw what I saw, it was a big strike zone. And so it is what it is. So we have to adjust to it. Both teams, both pitchers, all the hitters. And, it's it would have been, it's the kind of umpire that pitchers like and hitters don't like. So
I'm sorry, in that big inning, Franklin took a pitch kind of at the knees. Looked like you yelled something
It
at
wasn't
him.
at the knees.
Was it?
Oh, yeah. Lower than that. It was just a tough time of the game, and it looked like we got a chance to have a little rally. We're hoping it's 6th inning, and it seemed like the game just started and it's already the 6th inning. And, but I don't know if he heard me because I think a lot of the fans were making a lot of noise, so I don't think he heard me. You might have saw me, but I don't know if he heard me.
Cronin, we're so used to seeing him, sometimes not have any base runners. Was that a matter of running into a good lineup tonight? Or is he improving at all?
They're just good. I mean, he threw the ball down the middle a little bit. There once McNamee hit the home run, I think he got his blood pumping a little bit, and but he started locating some fastballs in, and instead of just throwing it over the plate, he was in. He was hitting some spots, and he landed a curveball as well. That was good to see. That was a pretty good breaking ball. The first 2 he threw, he didn't get on top of him, got on the side of him. They didn't do much. That one had some downward action to it. That was really good to see because he starts to land that, it's going to make a big time difference.
His velocity was down a couple of miles. Too.
Yeah, and who knows what the board, sometimes it's right, sometimes it's a little slow, maybe a mile an hour or two. What was he, 92, 94 maybe? Yeah, I mean, you're throwing the ball 93, 94 miles an hour. If you're spotting it up, it's pretty good. But, I don't have any concern on that yet.
Did Coach Musselman do any kind of quick mingling with the team there after his
A little bit. The players, they shook his hand, and then he kind of went down through the dugout and said hi and shook hands, and I think guys welcomed him a little bit. It was nice.
Anybody else? Okay. Thanks.